I'm Alyssa.
I'm Maria.
I'm Juanita.
I'm Sarah.
And this is our overall series review of the new Netflix show, Jessica Jones. So I think we should all kind of just start out with first impressions of the series, what we thought.
Well, I've been waiting for this series for a really long time.
Oh my god, she has.
Annoyingly.
So, because, number one, I loved the Alias comics, and when I found out David Tennant got casted as Kilgrave, I kind of flipped just a little bit. And the first episode, I was really excited about, number one, because I found out that they got to watch the first episode at Comic-Con before everybody else.
Oh yeah, you sent me that.
And the Luke Cage and Jessica
That was
moment was...
Just say sex.
Sex was fantastic, and as was the rest of the episode. And I'm glad the way they structured it, where it wasn't like, oh my god, she's a hero, and no.
It
It was like, this is someone going through PTSD who just happens to have super strength, and the kind of stuff that she has to go through to, you know, get her life in somewhat order.
Check.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Let me open up.
I really like that it kind of goes through her emotions and it's the aftermath. Because we've seen the superhero origin story, we've seen the superhero rise and fall over and over again. This is something that I think is a really different take on it. I really enjoy the noir influences in it. It's very much kind of structured, especially in the first and last episode, like a detective noir. You have the hints of that like jazz music, you have the voiceover and everything. I really like that, and the opening sequence is really great. The first episode, I think, was great introduction to all the characters, great introduction to Jessica, Luke, and Kilgrave. Even though he wasn't actually fully in it, the hints of him were just like...
Terrifying.
Yeah, they were great. Great, good.
My first impression, well, I knew a little bit about Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and the Defenders and all that jazz, but not like a lot. So I was like, okay, this will help me tie it all together.
Same.
So yeah, because I already knew about Luke Cage and Jessica Jones together, and I was like, oh, they look hot together. I was like, this is going to be amazing. Then I saw the trailers and the little mini trailers, and I was like, fantastic, I can't wait. I wasn't as ecstatic as Maria.
I don't think anyone ever is.
The first episode was it was like chill for a good while, and then
That ending!
spoiler alert, at the end when you find out that Hope, she's like in the elevator, she's going home, you're like, oh my god, this girl got away, she's free.
It was so nice.
And then she shoots her parents in the elevator.
And you're like, yeah. I mean, they needed to make it a little bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It was just too lighthearted.
Yeah.
It would have been too much like Daredevil.
I thought she'd at least get out of the freaking state before something bad happened again. Just the shock value in general of the show. It was so well thought out, and like the escalations of things, they always kept like this kind of like anticipation of something, whether it be good or bad, just happening throughout the whole series.
Okay, so basically I knew nothing about it. I knew absolutely nothing. Maria was going crazy and I didn't understand why, because basically from when I got it, it was an alcoholic who just kind of was traumatized by something and she tried to be a superhero but failed. So that's what I knew about it. And then the only reason I really wanted to watch it was because I liked Daredevil so much. So that was, but I loved it. And it was really dark, so I don't think any other like really channel on TV would have actually aired it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what do you think of Jessica?
Not a piece of shit. Jessica, I feel like she is a very needed character in this superhero universe that even outside of Marvel that's been seen in like live action things.
Yeah,
I think Jessica's character was very needed in this whole universe just because she's so different from anything that you've ever seen before. And ignoring the fact that she's a woman, she's a superhero. Well, she's not a superhero. Okay. She's a person who ended up getting powers and out of a tragic situation. Not really wanting to become a superhero, but ended up trying it because of the influence of someone who was in her life. Tried it, failed.
Trish.
That whole situation ended up getting her in an even deeper tragic situation with the villain of the series, Kilgrave. And then I like that it started with her coming out of that and like not being that victim and her trying to get through it.
Not about her origin story.
Yeah, it wasn't. You
Yes.
didn't, and also the topic of rape in the series. I'm very glad that they kept it a consistent theme, but you didn't actually have to see it happen.
Yes.
They covered a lot of different things,
Yeah.
like rape, suicide,
Yes.
alcoholism, drug abuse. It
Without
goes on and on.
necessarily having
Yeah.
to see them, but seeing the aftermath of them.
I mean,
Yeah.
the drug abuse was even more subtle than the rape comments.
Yes.
I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
they kept like implying that Trish had like a
problem.
drug
Yeah.
issue, but they didn't actually.
And Malcolm had a
Yes.
problem in the beginning because of
Yes.
and then he got
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about it was that the series, it's very show not tell. And you don't get that a lot with superhero, whether movies, TV shows, sometimes even comic books. They tell you a lot of things and they don't really let you figure it out on your own. I think one of the good things, good comic that actually does that really well is the Deadpool comics, if you know anything about Deadpool.
She
But,
loves Deadpool.
and the Alias comics, which is very good at that. It starts with Jessica on this train of, getting better by beating the shit out of people and finding out information and getting money.
She's crazy.
Yeah, she's trying to make a living. She's trying to make a living. She's using her powers to further that living, and
She doesn't care.
She's just
Like
trying
she
to
said,
make
she
a
doesn't care.
goddamn living in
this
this
goddamn city.
He's like, well, exposure. She goes, do I look like I'm hiding? She's not. Daredevil's like, okay, I'm just this blind
I'm
man
your
walking
mask.
down the street. And
I
she's
need
just like in the middle of the street,
Yeah.
jumping off onto roofs and stuff. She does not care.
The best thing about her is that she does not care, and I think that's kind of really interesting to see, especially in a female character, because you don't generally get to see that, and a lot of the female characters in the show get to be really strong and kind of abrasive, like male characters would be, and they're not downplayed or hated for that,
I
which
think
is awesome.
I think one of the best episodes that really showed like Jessica like kind of what she thinks about other people in general was the one where they had those superhero haters.
Episode 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very easily, the series could have gone like it does with many superheroes, the martyr route, where it's like something happens and then they blame themselves, and like that did happen with Jessica, but she didn't let it control her. Like she made her own freaking decisions.
Like
It wasn't.
at the end, Claire said, because she was talking about Daredevil, she's like, yeah, guilt will make you do a lot of stupid things.
Matt Murdock.
Hero.
And she didn't. She was like, I promise you, Hope, I'm gonna kill him. What did she do?
She killed him.
She was
It was
so
very
like, I'm gonna
satisfying.
kill him, and she sat up and she killed him. It was no, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should. Well, in the
I
beginning,
can't kill people because that's not who I am.
No.
She wanted Hope to be able to get out and be able to live her life,
Yes.
and that's why she kept
She's
Kilgrave
like
around.
our age.
She
Hope was
wanted
like
to
in
convict
college,
him.
in
Yes.
NYU, in her prime. And Matt, if I had to go through that while we
No.
were here,
Okay. Yeah.
and she's from freaking Omaha, and I'm just like in the middle. I was like, where's Omaha? I had a dumb moment because I don't know. We live on the East Coast. I am worried about the East Coast.
Nebraska.
Priorities.
Priorities in check.
Luke Cage. And what you've seen
Alright,
so far.
so I know he has impenetrable skin, and that's pretty much it. I mean, he's pretty strong because I don't know if that's just because he's a huge guy or it's because
You saw. He's
You
he
saw.
You saw. Jessica has powers. She's trying to hold him back.
yeah.
And she was sliding on the ground. So they're both like at a good even.
It reminded me of a bull, you know. But yeah, I don't really know much about. I know he lost his wife because Jessica killed her. I know, but like anything else about his background, I just know he used to own a bar. And in the comic book, he says "Sweet Christmas" because Maria says it every single time. She freaks out every time he says it, which is a total of like 3 times in the whole entire.
Twice. I couldn't
Oh
count.
my god, 2 times.
Okay.
Not having any info on him, I would watch the trailer to see if I liked it. You know?
The way they built their relationship up, their relationship, even in the comics, it's so realistic. Like, they don't start out, and then it's instantly, love at first sight, and then
No.
they get married, and then they have the white picket fence,
and then-
2.5 kids. It's not like that. They're very realistic human beings. They both have
Yeah.
things in their past that they're trying to face, and they decide to try and face that together because they're stronger together, and they realize that.
Let's dive into our main villain, our only villain,
David
Kilgrave.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Well, they're very big Doctor Who fans, and Sarah's favorite doctor is Ten.
Yeah.
I just know of Doctor Who because of them and because of my grandmother. So I was like, David Tennant, he's a good actor. He's playing Kilgrave. Let's see.
My favorite Doctor is 10 as well. And
It's so hard.
I've never seen him so just outwardly vindictive before. Like and just wanting to cause people pain and
also not knowing that it's completely 111% wrong.
he had these nuances that he brought to the character that were so great. There was this moment where Jerry Hogarth was outside the thing just pacing, and then you notice that he's doing the same exact thing.
Her like some
Doesn't even have to say anything, like he's just doing it. And it was so he's like he gets, even if he's not like controlling you with his voice, he just gets into your head just by his presence, and it's the most terrifying thing. He was fantastic.
He creeped me out.
Yeah.
He terrified me. Like when I watch Doctor Who,
that's really, really great casting, David Tennant, because a lot of people know him as the Doctor, and 10 is a lot of people's favorite doctors, and they want to trust him and they want to like him because they've seen him in a role where
really love him.
Yes, where he is the hero.
He was the Doctor for so long. So like no matter what I see him in, I always like, oh, that's the Doctor, you know? Like I never actually remember the character's name.
Now?
This one, forget it. Like, I remember Kilgrave. As soon as he licked that girl's face.
Jessica's?
Jessica's.
Yes. I was just like, oh, alright. It just changed my opinion completely.
Still love him
though.
yeah, I adore him.
But
Not Kilgrave, David Tennant. Let's make that.
Don't
Yeah.
get this twisted, okay?
No, to me.
Earlier, me and Sarah were talking about the 18-second scene.
Yeah.
That was very powerful.
So I really, really like the scene in episode 8 or 9, WWJD. It's like, oh, Jessica, we've done so much more than just hold hands before. And she says flat out, that was rape. You raped me over and over again and again. And he's like, what about being in a 5-star hotel and doing what you want and going out to nice fancy dinners and having nice clothes is rape? And she says the part where I did not want it, which I think is really great.
Any of it.
Yeah. It shows people that are entitled and think just because they buy you a dinner or treat you nicely at one point, they're entitled to you and your body, and they're not.
On like a really non-serious note, she looked horrible in that yellow dress.
Like I dressed you up so nice in such nice clothes. He has terrible taste.
No, I got scared when he it was like 1 second because he was getting out of the prison, and Patsy, Trish, I call her Patsy.
Patsy Cline.
She was like shooting because she was trying to stop him because the mom's dead already because he told her to cut herself, and he told the dad to get cut out his own heart. Jessica's trying to save everybody, and then the detective is chained to the pipe. It's just a whole bunch of stuff.
Terry's
going on.
out.
And then he's leaving, he's escaping, but she still like shot him, like got him, grazed him on the arm, and then he goes, shoot yourself in the head, Patsy. And then she does, but she runs, she's out of bullets. My heart.
She said put a bullet in your
In your
head.
head. Same thing.
No, it's not.
And then you cut the scene after you get back to her, and she's on the floor trying to get the empty bullet cartridge into her head.
That's how big of a hold he has and the power he has over people. So let's just do, I think, a real quick yay or nay for some of the side characters. Malcolm.
Yay!
Will Simpson.
Nay.
Jerry Hogarth.
Hell nay.
No.
A to nay.
Nay.
Nay, nay. Too much.
Robin and her. Let's just do Robin first. One of the crazy twins.
Nay.
Nay.
They're like
She gets an A.
It just
A
seemed
to nay.
too much like inside.
What about her brother Ruben? A.
Nay.
A.
Why don't you?
Nay. He wasn't a welcome presence. That was it.
Hope.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh.
Yeah,
I feel bad for her.
That was
Yay.
very sad. Yeah.
What about Jerry Hogarth's wife, Wendy? We just all thought she was so suspicious. Alright, so that is our series review for Jessica Jones.
Like, comment,
Yes.
subscribe.
If you
Tell us
yeah.
what you thought.
Yes. If you disagree with us, disagree. And give us some reasons, because, just saying no isn't good enough.
Yeah. Basically in the comments, what did you think of Jessica Jones?
Peace.